You do
with the
far more
credit
so this
scroll.
time.
Yeah.
Wow, 'cause I would think that making a short film is harder than making a long film.
I think in a lot of ways it is because, with a short film, like I was saying earlier, you have a really small time to, you know, get the narrative, what is this film about? And the time is ticking because, short films are typically they're less than 15 minutes to get into a bona fide film festival. So you don't have a lot of time to introduce characters or to tell their motivation. So every line of dialogue or every action needs to essentially be moving the story forward. And there's not a lot of time for just talking heads or just dead space, I guess you could say.
Yeah, yeah. So you worked under some film pioneers, and so how did you happen to work for all those film pioneers that you mentioned? Particularly Coppola, but Walter Murch and Richard Beggs. I don't know Richard Beggs' name. Um, yeah. So talk about sort of how you ended up working for these men, and then you also mentioned that you've also been working on your films in the Sundance studios as well. So you sound like you're pretty well connected, um, which says a lot for you because of the company you keep, right? Uh, so you talk a little bit about your mentors and how you know how they how they might show up insofar as your style or the way you do certain things for people that might know their work and their style and their for their productions.
Sure. Uh, uh, I'll start with people that have influenced me, and then I'll just kind of go how I came to work for Francis Coppola. Um, a couple of filmmakers that have always influenced me have been Larry Clark. He did a series of films, but he's most known for a film called Kids. Um, uh, that movie deals with the AIDS epidemic in New York and I guess reckless kids kind of going towards that. What really draws me to Larry Clark's work is the real gritty sense of how he captures his characters. And I feel that his uncompromising style is something that, really attracted to me to a lot of his movies. So, in this story, I kind of took some elements of kind of how he approaches his characters, and I kind of, did it in my own way. So that's one director that I really admire. Another is Andrea Arnold, and she's such a fantastic filmmaker. Um, she's done a series of short films. I think her first short film was called Wasp, and she's recently done a film called American Honey, which is about magazine crews that travel across the U.S. selling, magazine subscriptions. And what I really like about her style is she takes ordinary people that uh, most people wouldn't really think about or consider to be a headlining part of a story, and she does a fantastic depiction and just narrative of these ordinary people. So I just really love the way that she approaches, her writing. I love the way that she captures her characters and just the simple format of just how um, her stories are, but at the same time they're very rich. So those are two filmmakers that really encourage me to make films and to um, do films uncompromised in your way. Um, and how I came to work for Coppola was, yeah, I don't really know how I came to work for him. I remember that I had finished college, and I had a girlfriend that had gotten a job here, so I didn't have a job at the time. So I came to California and filled out a lot of applications, and then just one day, I got a call back from this winery in Napa, and it just so happened to be Francis Coppola, and I worked for his marketing team for a while, and had a couple of crazy ideas that I think that he might have liked, and before I knew it, I was kind of interning with his post production crew. So that's kind of how a very short explanation of how I got started.
Yeah, that's interesting. So were you in East Illinois still when you came to California?
Yeah, so I was in Illinois. I went to Eastern Illinois, and I knew I always wanted to work in film, but working in film seems like, how do you do it? It almost seems impossible, So um, I know a lot of people have dreams to work in Hollywood and the glitz and glamour of it, but um, it's really not that. It's actually a lot of work, but um, what I guess looking from the outside in, it just seemed like, how do you even get into it? You have to be someone like, um, have all this talent like, Francis Ford Coppola, or know somebody. And I didn't have all that talent, and I didn't know anyone, so it was just kind of a dream, or just a seed of an idea for me for a long time.
Wow, that's so interesting. That you would made the films about wineries, and then we have these fires here in the North Bay. So you probably know people from your work that were directly affected by the fires. Although I was listening to the news yesterday that most of the vineyards were okay, um, that they weren't necessarily uh, affected by the fires. They didn't burn. People that worked there were affected, but not necessarily the vineyards. So, did you were you affected? Do you have people that you're still in touch with um, from your work early on in your career as a director?
I do. I actually, the executive producers of Redress, great family, Alan and Leslie Barebow, um, who've always have supported me. Their home was actually in severe danger, and they live along Dry Creek Road, and the homes on the northern part of Dry Creek Road and some parts of the southern part were completely, torched. But somehow their house was able to make it unscathed. So, um, yeah, that really hits home because they're a family. The Barabos and the Dwyers are families that I really love, and I don't want to see anyone get hurt, but that really hit home for me. So um, to see that, it really shows you how things could just change in a matter of moments.
Yeah, certainly, certainly. Yeah, well, that's great that they were spared. So many weren't. That's
Yeah.
wonderful. Yeah. Wow. So why don't you give your website so people can follow you or your the production, where it's moving, if you get that NAACP endorsement, and okay, well, where it's going to be the first screening conversation.
Yeah, sure. You could probably just do a Google search, and you could do hashtag redress film, and our film will pop right up. Or if you like to type out website addresses, you can. It is redress, REDRESS dot Weebly, WEEBLY.com, and that is our film site. So Mr. Coppola told me don't spend any money until you absolutely have to. So there's several websites out there that will allow you to create your website, but you have to pay for the extension to be dropped off. So uh, taking his advice, I just decided to keep the extension, and I just kind of go from there. But yeah, that's where you can find us online.
Cool, cool. Well, congratulations on all of the awards, on the film so far, and I'm looking forward to seeing it, once, you start taking it around in the different film festivals and community screenings and conversations. There's definitely a whole lot there,
Yeah,
to
thank
talk
you.
about.
Thank you.
Yeah, super. Well, I look forward to talking to you again in the near future, when you, have your next feature, Roger and Me, which is not as is a happier film.
I promise it will be a much happier film.
Right. Well, you take good care, and thanks again so much for joining us.
Okay. Thank you so much for having me on, Wanda.
Oh, you're welcome. Peace and blessings.
All right, you too. Bye bye.
Bye.